Hello and welcome to the stream, everyone. The hands already. So today we're going to be playing some Robotech the Macross Saga HD Edition for the Switch. It'll be the first game I stream with my Elgato. So it's going to be very interesting. Because the sound doesn't come through on the OBS. It only comes out through the television. So I won't be able to hear the audio through the computer speakers. I'll only be able to hear it through the TV speakers. So I have that on low. Yeah, it's a good song. So anyway, so what this game is, so Robotech is a kind of amalgamation of three different anime shows. They came out in 1984. So it was Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, and there was like Super Dimensional Convoy, I think. Let me grab what the shows were. So no, all of the shows that were used to make the original Macross have all come out. Because like all of the three shows had nothing to do with each other, but they just kind of were put together. So yeah, Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. It's one of the franchises I love. Then there was Super Dimensional Cavalry Southern Cross, which has nothing to do with Macross. And then there was Genesis Climber Mospida. That's when they had a suit that transformed him into a motorcycle. That's actually getting like a new anime, like sometime this year. But yeah, they put this company put the three things together, very much like Power Rangers, basically. I made up their own like kind of story. Some of the stuff is the same, some of it's different. The first season is the Macross Saga, and that's purely just Macross with weird redubbing and changing up of what happens. Yeah, I talked about this yesterday's stream. I do not like the company that has this license, because they basically have taken the Macross franchise and locked it. It cannot leave Japan, and the only things that you can see is just the original. So because they used it to make Robotech. And there was Macross 2, which was like the original people weren't involved with. It was like a different studio, but a few people worked on it, but not like the main people. And then there was Macross Plus, which is a great OVA. It has some great relevance to our previous streams, because two people who are there who worked on Macross Plus would work together again a few years later on a big hit. Let me I want to say the person's name. Please, thank you. It was Shoji Kawamori, who was the chief director. He's been basically the guy behind all of Macross. He mainly does all the mech designs. He even worked on Gundam 0083. He was also a pretty decent little show. Well, we get to GPO 1 and 2 with the nuclear weapon. But the main person, it was co-directed by Shinichiro Watanabe. And the music was done by Yoko Kanno. This was her first TV like OVA anime series, because she only recently at the time started working on animes. She had worked on video games for about a decade in the 80s before doing anime music. But those two people would come back together again in 1998 to work on Cowboy Bebop. So yeah. So I'm a big fan of the Macross franchise. I love the whole like weird, it's all a transforming plane, it turns into a robot, and it's mainly music that weakens enemies and takes them out. It's fun. Even when the newest one, which was Delta, was announced, I understood completely why they went the way of the idol groups. They were popular, and music always solved the issue. So might have a team that literally just plays music. Just like how Seven was all about it was a rock band who played music that defeated enemy. This was just a pop group. Now all that's out of the way, let's get the game going. Because I actually haven't even started it. So, yeah. So anyway, we should actually talk about that. The game came out in 2002 for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Because there was a Robotech game on the consoles, the PS2, Xbox, GameCube, called Robotech Battle Cry, which was the first time I ever even heard of the word Macross. Robotech. Because I'd seen Macross Plus first. That was on the Action channel. It was a cable packet. It was one of the cable channels we had. It was like it ended up getting rebranded with the Stars Network, so it was called Stars Action. They only had like 5 things, and it would just rotate playing them. So it played the full OVA of Plus, as like, and it would just take up a chunk of time. So you just anytime would just come back and just rewatch it. It would just be the one of 5 like either a show or just 5 movies that would just repeat for the entire week. So yeah, Battlecry was the first time I even heard of Robotech. Has a very sentimental place. That game has a very sentimental place in my heart, just for a more personal thing. It was one of the last gifts my grandma gave to me before she passed away. And this one. And this was the Game Boy Advance game. Then there was a Coleco, like the company of Coleco came back, and they had these these like tabletop small mini arcade units. Think like the arcade 1-ups. Think those, but like they're very small, almost like bigger than like those weird keychain cheap things you could find. I wish the model could like track my hands as I'm actually trying to do the size thing. They're about the size of this Blue Yeti microphone I'm using. That's about how around the size of it. So it's on my desk. So it just go from here to up here, basically the size. And they only had 2 new games, and one of them was this Robotech the Macross Saga on there in like HD. And only a couple days ago, I actually found this came out on the Switch. No announcement, you just had to browse the new releases and it was there. I was like, oh. Because I'm part of those, those weird Reddit boards. So I'm in the Macross one, I'm in the Robotech one, just to see how, the different fans interact with each other. Yeah, so yeah, it's basically just, because it was on the Game Boy Advance, it's a side-scroller shooter. It's not that uncommon. I mean, the Macross games have been going on for years, and that's basically what they are. There was one on the Super Nintendo called Scramble Valkyria, and then there was one on the PlayStation. That might be one I might want to play sometime in the future. It was based on the Do You Remember Love movie, which is another favorite movie of mine. And it's kind of like it's also fun. I love watching like old animation in HD, because like a lot of the techniques of how they do stuff shows up. It's like when it's clearly like an image that they're moving frame by frame. You can actually, it's very obvious more in HD than it was in standard definition. It just makes me appreciate it more. Because like digital, it's like all nice and it's all clean, and it just doesn't feel. I don't feel a lot of passion and a lot of 3D animated stuff that I do in like 2D. Because someone had to like painstakingly draw something just for the love of it. Then animate, it's like, just move this model. Like what I'm doing right now. It's just me moving my head. You can film an entire movie using a very similar technique. It's probably the main reason, I would say the main reasons why a lot of people like anime, because it's like, it's one of the mediums that like still respects the whole like 2D thing. 2D may not be animated the same, but still a 2D image that someone's drawing. Just depends on how much budget they got. That's why like a movie would be animated and look better than a TV show, because they have a very limited budget and time. For a movie, it's like we're making this long of a film, maybe like an hour and a half, and then you gotta budget every frame. Now let's move here. I moved myself to the corner a little bit more like this instead of how it was where I was my full body in this corner. Just move it down so it's just up to my like hip, a little bit over the hip. Yep. I even still move myself around. Ooh. So just put me like right here. This is also the first time this actually has done this. Every time I've like done my little tests, I have had to delete the Elgato, then re-add it because it wouldn't pick up the video. Yeah, I've had it switch since the release weekend of Black Panther. So after I saw that movie, I went to my local Best Buy, which is where I work still, and I bought a Switch with the 256 SD card. Because and I actually barely play it, so I have like a very small amount of games on here. I have like 2 import games there. This here, the Kamen Rider ZO Climax Scramble game on the Switch, and then this is Lupin Ranger versus Patrona Ninja. That was the last physical game I bought for the Switch. That was only like a month ago. Anyway, let's get started. Again, I cannot hear the game audio. It is completely silent on this side. Ugh, fuck this company. Okay, no fanfare. Alright. Trigger the Game Boy Advance one, the LR for Transformers, most of them look primary is A and B is the secondary. Maybe the same from the original. On the Game Boy, obviously. You got the Joy-Con sideways so you can play 2 other players. His name is actually still the same. It's still following. Just has to see it. Then Psychotic. Really still Rick, Roy Fokker still. Yeah, I was right. With the C. First K is the C. Yeah, so like Hikaru, Ichigo, Pro, he's still Roy Parker. He's Maximilian. Yeah. Or or Max Jr. if you want. He and her, Amelia, are like the most important characters in the Maximum franchise. Them not getting together, if they didn't get together, the series is not continuing. And every character in every branch, every other sequel is all descendants. I love them character. That's the same name. Jesse. Oh, they don't give you the option. This specifically feels really good. I have no idea why the hell my Xbox One is currently on. But the console itself isn't on. It's still the gun is firing. something about the characters. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna do it this way. That looked really weird. Hang on. Just beat the level. Back. So, how can I move on? Ow. Yeah, because I'm actually kind of far away from the mic right now. Go through one more time. This is being captured off of the first stream of the concept. So it's being streamed. So it's being captured straight from the Switch directly to the video. But the audio doesn't come through on the mic. And on the TV. I have it very quiet. The OBS says it's like super loud. Oh yeah, I'm hearing it very quiet. Have you ever seen the animation style with the fire where a character fire franchise? what's going on with me is so I beat the level, so I should be able to flip to the next mission, but I can't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, that is weird. I was going to bring up that I was actually hitting the buttons and I ended up knocking over my microphone. Well, in front of me. But, they don't put it on the screen here. It's not using the analog stick of the D-pad to move, right? Right? Right in the bottom corner there, it says navigation. It's like using the analog stick to move like this. Because that's not, you don't use that. It's not telling you. You're using the L and R buttons, basically. The left, the ZL, ZR. That's how you move through these missions. It does not tell you that. There's nothing on the screen. Even though I'm on the screen here, I turn to my right to look at my television here. Does not say anything about it. Yeah. I don't know if I missed the option. Obviously, with the journey. So it shows like it doesn't show us like, hey, by the way, this button is this too. Anyone who's kind of is being captured on the audio, I just got recently the audio you are hearing of the game is not what I'm hearing. It's just transmits the audio without the sound. So I have left the game to my right. I'm not even looking at it because the latency is almost 1 to 1. So I don't even have to look at the TV. There's no delay in transmission. It was really good. It's fun. Basically, I have it on like 5 out of 100. So, I have it on the same audio section. I would say when you HD a lot of like oats, right? They kind of with this uncanny flash. So it's not like it has like it's too smooth. So they need a little bit of like grind to it. for game that was on the Game Boy Advance. Original isometric. For watching it for the first 2 minutes. I didn't even know that. That this was a Game Boy Advance. They just VHD. There's some cat over there. Capture audio, man. It's like really keeping it on my side. He's constantly going into I'm doing very well, Princess Rosnar. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to kind of mess with the audio. So basically, this is getting captured on the Elgato Game Capture HD 60S Plus, which is kind of a mouthful to say. So the audio doesn't transmit through the OBS, so I'm not hearing it through the computer speakers. I'm hearing it through my television right next to me, which I have at 5 volume. So I can't hear the audio through the OBS to kind of get a good balance of it. I can only see the little green bar going back and forth. And it's like super loud for some reason. Like I'm just watching that green bar just constantly go from orange to red. Not for the capture device. I can change like the decibels here. But like I can't like... I would have to kind of do like a weird... let me do it like this. Actually, oh, I can't show this. I have to do like this. Almost like display this thing. Okay, it's not showing my screen. That's weird. Nope, get it out of there. Where is it? Not the stream manager though. I can't capture it myself apparently. No, that's not it either. It's pretty decent. So this was a Game Boy Advance game that they HDified. basically. I kind of went through it in the beginning of the stream. So this game came out in 2002 for the Game Boy Advance. Obviously, because of how different the consoles, the things were, they had this Game Boy Advance version. There's also a I dropped the Elgato down to like -12, so it's not peaking as much. And there's a Coleco like mini tabletop arcade games. They're like doing like a reproduction of them like many years after, and there was 2 new ones, and this was one of them. But like they just HD'd this game for that, and then they just randomly decided to put on a Switch, Switch like a week ago in Australia, and then it came out here like I say on Thursday. So it has a lot of the weird game, the whole like it's all Game Boy Advance control style. Like it's they didn't like change a lot of the mechanics. But there are some weird control things. So when you beat a level, you don't just go up and down or left to right. You have to use basically the L and R buttons, which is really strange because they don't tell you that on the menu. It just still says use the analog stick to navigate. Maybe that help. Yeah. These all controls tells you just the main game controls, or just how to do like this stuff. This is the first level that's like that's this isometric. It's mainly a side scroller. Nope, I used some missiles. No. There. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yes, I'm playing this on the Switch. Well, they haven't made the category for the HD version still. It will probably link to the Game Boy Advance version. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't even notice the top there. Oh, that's interesting. One of the things I do not like though is because it's a shoot 'em up. When you collect upgrades for your basically random fun little fact I guess. The original Jetfire from the original Transformers from G1 of '84 was one of these. It was actually this specific mech with like a booster pack on it, which was the super pack in the show. Oh, so this what I'm playing as was what the original Jetfire looked like. It was animated that way. You know, there was the toys for it because it was just one of the old models that they somehow Takara had made that they put in. For like many years, Jetfire had to have a different, very different appearance. You know, all these animated appearances. Just because, like, why I don't like the company that has the rights for this would just start going too happy if any design looks similar to anything from Robotech. So any Macross designs are just like nope. A famous moment was, I believe it was BattleTech, which is like the MechWarrior series. They have giant robots too. They were having a new game come out, and one of the robots had giant cannon arms, and they decided to put a lawsuit to that developer just because it looked similar to one of the robots from this the Robotech franchise. The main like tomahawk design. And I was like, hey, this robot has gigantic cannon arms. This is like one of our franchise stuff that we own. So we're gonna sue you if you don't remove it. It's like they barely do anything with this franchise that they own. It's like there's so much of Macross in Japan that comes out. There's so many shows, so many movies, so many games, but it's like, well, it's not the original that we have, so we're just gonna copyright it in every country. So you can't. So the Macross franchise can't leave Japan. I mean, not even the movie for the first show that they made, the Do You Remember Love movie, which is one of my favorites animated films, gets to leave. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this perfect timing. This design. This is what the original Jetfire looked like. Yeah, the scenes on its back. They made a toy years later for when it was like the 30th anniversary that I actually found at my old job that I bought, just because it looked like this. So I thought it looked cool. Oof. Well, why is that if they haven't felt lives? I'll be seeing into playing the other games. I know I have a feeling the Macross Plus game is going to be a VOD muted stream. You know, when I'm done, I'm going to look at it. It's going to be all red with all the music. I guess it would be a silly question. Have you ever seen Macross Plus? Or even heard of it? I just realized how awkward this looks. Because the main chat is on my right here, but I put the chat all the way over there. Oh, this thing just has missiles. Alright. Blowing up everything. Running through town shooting missiles at everything. Oh, yeah, I'm remembering the original Mech Warrior game on the Super Nintendo. Actually plays a lot like this too. Okay, that's a weird one. But yeah, the Macross Plus OVA, which was technically the last thing that was ever brought out over here in the West, has Shinobu Watanabe and Yoko Kanno like first worked together before 5 years later they would work together again on Cowboy Bebop. It was the first thing they ever worked together on. So you kind of get like a nice prelude to like Cowboy Bebop music and styling a little bit, but with a mech show. Because that was also Yoko Kanno's first like OVA that she had ever worked on. So she had for 10 years worked in video game music in the 80s, and then the Hayao Miyazaki film Poco Rosco, that was actually the first anime thing she had ever worked on, music-wise. I'm usually going around destroying the things, and I just put go. Oh, giant man with gun shot me down. Yeah, so basically in the whole Macross slash Robotech universe, the reason why we have the robots transform into people is because the alien race here, the Zentradi, are about 40 feet tall. So the robots are transformed to their size, basically. That's why I have the title as variable fighters, which is what they're called in Macross, and not what Robotech calls them, which is the Vertex fighters. There we go. Everything blows up. Ah. Okay. I didn't actually expect them to pop the music in. That was a mess up on my part. I flew right into the giant ship coming at me. Yeah, Macross is a franchise. Basically, you get your action with the mechs, but also music is what saves everything. Because this race doesn't understand what music is, so they get confused, and that's how that we are able to easily attack them. And then they accept it, like, oh, wait, we actually like this stuff. And then how the whole thing kind of ends, like one group's like, no, we don't like this music stuff. Screw your culture. So there's like a big finale. Lots of missiles being fired. Here's all a sad pop songs being played in the background. It's one of the main reasons why I love the franchise. I definitely don't. I know the Game Boy Advance version just had it as an 8. Yeah, I mean it's good. Oh, there's a power up there. Should have went the other way. Okay, scoot back. Oh, I just made it. Yes. Give me that shot. My favorite power-up in the original Contra. Oh, it changed the bombs. I know you can change the missiles. That's a nice thing, huh? Show like a nuclear missile on there. Oh. And we're about to get some serious over here. I haven't had a good boss fight in a while, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Alright. Super late. Oh. It's crashing completely. It's like 10 levels, almost at the end. To the stars. but yesterday afternoon there was like a fire, like a couple. Well, it's not. It would be a lot closer, but like it's like smoke in the distance, like way far away from where we are. I have no idea what caused it. Then I haven't looked up anything about it. I just know like where my brother thought it might have been the gas station, which I would think would have been a bigger smoke trail than what was coming out. So I just remembered I should look up and see if they had anything new about it. This is the last level. Just put a nice big bullet hell barrage right in front of you. To the stars. The health bar is really big. Yeah. Congratulations. Because Lucky Chicken was the original developers of the Game Boy Advance game. It looks like they are not around anymore, because this was done by a different group. For the port, I should say. Ooh, I just read something. Ooh, I have this game too. Although they think the unofficial guide, reference guide. Yeah, like they couldn't get any official stuff. But yeah, this is the same developer who would work on for the GameCube and Xbox the Aquaman game, Battle for Atlantis, which is actually a pretty bad game. You swim around and you do like fighting with the other enemies, so it's all like melee combos and stuff. It's like a bad fighting game basically. You swim over to a location where like an Atlantean is being harassed, and you fight a guy, and it's all like really poorly done fighting games style. It's one of those you have to kind of see it, and you'd be like, oh, this is bad type of things. I didn't even know this even had a game. Their last game was a drag racing game, NHRA Championship Drag Racing on the PS2. I just found out they made an Underworld game with was it with Kate Beckinsale? The movies was like werewolves versus vampires. They made a game, and these were the developers of that for the PlayStation 2 that was only released in Europe. I didn't even know that it was a game for Underworld. And they're only around for like 5 years before they, I guess, went away. That's interesting. Oh, what a name for a company. Yes, the other HD credits. So from what I'm gonna gather, the original music was probably like 16-bit or 8-bit. No more 16-bit. Super Nintendo was more like the Game Boy Advance is more like a Super Nintendo, so it would have like 16-bit music. Because 32-bit would be your PlayStation, the N64, the Saturn, Dreamcast, all that stuff. The end. You know, this is one of 3 shows they made. Yeah. Yeah, Robotech was 3 different shows put together. So Macross, the Macross Saga is the first part. Then the second one is called The New Masters. And what was the third one called? I always forget which one the third one is. I literally just had it up. Where are you? Wait, there you are. No, it was The Masters is the second one, and then it was New Generation. And it was 3 shows that are not related to each other and just kind of edited together. Very similar to like Power Rangers is the best way to describe it. So I think this robot, the first series is literally Macross. And the second one is Super Dimensional Cavalry Southern Cross, which despite the Super Dimensional part, it has nothing to do with Macross at all. There's no crossover with them. Then the New Generation is Genesis Climber Mospida. And that one, they were people who wore motorcycle suits almost. They would transform and it would just form a motorcycle with them. That actually was a game too on the PS2 and the Xbox. It was called Robotech Invasion, and that one had those as a thing. It was like it was a first/third person shooter, depending on the camera. And that's a weird game for me if I want to go back to it. Yeah, the Genesis Climber Mospida actually, funny enough, is apparently getting a new anime this year. I think it's like an anniversary or something. Just kind of out of nowhere when I read that, I was like, huh, that's interesting. Yeah, Robotech came out in 1985. Macross came out in 82. So, and Macross has a very weird continuity thing because the show is one way, and they made a movie where they changed a lot of plot stuff. Especially 2 characters who were in the show, 2 childhood friends, and then in the movie they had never met each other until the beginning of the movie. So yeah. Yeah, I don't have many. I talked about this when I did this. I bought this Switch when Black Panther came out. Like I went to go see it that weekend. Then right afterwards I bought a Switch with the 256 gig SD card, and I barely play it. So I'll listen to people like, oh man, I love the Switch. It's my favorite console. I have so many games for it, and then I'm like, I barely have anything for it. That's about it for even games I've even played. Like I played Odyssey, but I never even owned. I rented it. Yeah. Oh, I wish the tracking was a little bit better on this. I'm actually not in my head up and down because you pay the Switch tax. So like I would love to play Resident Evil on here, but like it's way more expensive than if I just buy it on the PS4 or Xbox or PC. I mean, granted, there's a sale going on, but like if it's on sale or anything, I don't know. But yeah, $20 per game. You can buy a collection for around the same price, and you get multiple games. Hmm. Have you ever have you played Bayonetta before? Yeah, I bought the. Actually, I think it was the first game I bought for the Switch. Yeah, I'll try to move. So when it was a physical copy, and Bayonetta 2 was on a cart, and then one was a download. But I literally bought a Switch because they announced Bayonetta 3 was going to be on the Switch as an exclusive, so I bought it. The same reason how I bought Bayonetta 2 for the Wii. I bought a Wii U for Bayonetta 2 because it was going to be on the Wii U. But for that, I bought that close to release. So I bought a Wii U when I think Hyrule Warriors came out, because that came out like a month or two before. Yeah, this was just a $60 bundle basically, and it was Bayonetta 2, and it came with Bayonetta 1 as a download. It was like the only way to get them as a physical thing. I mean, this is the only thing in my Switch right now is this game. I don't feel like swinging my Joy-Cons around with this right now. I definitely will be doing something related to this franchise, because this year is their 45th anniversary. A lot of things are going on in my Discord. I should say my Discord, because I actually don't have one set up for this. I'm just in other people's Discords. I think I'll actually go on to this one. I have to finish this game. I just gotta put the game in. Ugh. You are right here. There it is. There we go. There we go. Oof. Okay. It's in here, that's good. There we go. Do the back. I just use buttons. Simplified. Do it very easy. Get our common rubber going. Keep it simple. Yeah, this year would be my 10th anniversary of, I guess, like maybe full-time doing, or full-time watching, like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. I started be late January, around the time of Gokaiger coming out.
俺は今ここでお前の道を終わらせるだけだ。ゲイツ、今は協力して敵を倒そう。俺がついてるぞ。お前もここで倒す。無駄だ。だ、くらえ、通りや。
So this game came out really early in this show's airing. So he doesn't have a lot of the his of watches basically. He can summon. He gets like rider armor and transforms into the other riders. Yeah, his belt has the year because it was the number 18. 18th work, but he was the end of it was the Heisei era in Japan was ending. So but it was a celebration of all of the newer writers. So starting with Kamen Rider Kuga from 2000 to him. Mock. Yep. Yeah, this is also from a. Where did I think this is the Singapore version. It's basically for Asian countries, not Japan. Just like around China and Singapore, Taiwan, all that. And because they have a high, or the Philippines, sure to mention also, they have a high population who speaks English, so a lot of these games get translated into English. So that's what this version is. And so they don't get the premium sound editions, which I love, which is when they just play the music from the show. Like you just transform into your more powerful form and it just starts playing like the theme song with it, just like it does in the show. Drive is the only rider who doesn't use a motorcycle. He drives, obviously has a car. And I think always will put him forever in that advantage. Beat these guys. I should even figure out what year this came out. When your theme is based on space and rockets, you just charge into somebody as you move. Yeah. subscribe and mock his characters. Nope. Careful. Yeah, let's see what we change up. We'll go with double.
ライダーポイントを使って自分だけのライダーに育てるんだ。
I want to use him. I want to select him, not customize him, because I have nothing for him. I think I might be mistaken. I think there are like specific missions where you're able to pick your characters. As you mentioned, I didn't move my keyboard further up front towards the monitor, so this the microphone is like slightly off the edge of my desk, so that's why I keep hitting my hand on it. Oh, that's so cool. We're just grabbing them. Oof. Might take a while. I would like to see a new Battle Ride game for comp. The Battle Ride Wars series, which is basically a Dynasty Wars like game with the Kamen Riders. So you just find like a bunch of the like, minion grunts. You just pick your favorite rider, you know, just kind of go do that. It's been a while since we actually had a game in that series. Because they've only made 3. Two on the PS3. One of them actually came out on the Wii U. Then there was like they made their own like a Toys to Life called Summon Ride. That was with Drive, and then with Ghost, they made another one on the PS4, and that was also on the Vita, I think. So that would have been 2015. That was the last time. And it was the same studio that created the Climax Hero series that this is trying to be. It was just a normal fighting game. It does actually had a fighting game developer on it.
Mighty Action X!
Ouch.
What's your name? I'm a Kamen Rider.
So yeah, the X8 is the gaming Kamen Rider. But if, I think it's later in this. Either it was later or early on. There's actually an episode where they use a PlayStation VR because that had just recently come out, and that was like part of the episode. Like they needed to use it to do something, and they actually made like on the PlayStation VR in the Japanese store. They have like some exclusive Kamen Rider X8 stuff. You actually watch like a whole fight scene in like 3 in VR. And there he is. The gaming Kamen Rider. Since this is owned by Bandai Namco, their summer movie was the fighting against the villainous Dr. Pac-Man. That was literally just Pac-Man. And just kind of slightly evil. As long as one of my external drives was activated for some reason. Those little weird vibrations if you hear them. Even though I have this set to only capture audio in front of the mic. Because it vibrates the table. Well, the desk. Even though it's on the higher shelf. I feel like the sound carries over. Yeah, time all these moves right so you can just keep chaining. Hell yeah. Yeah, he's a doctor who plays video games, basically. I don't know how many stages there are, or episodes as they call them. A normal Kamen Rider series is like 50, so if this game has 50 episodes, that's gonna be kind of impressive. And you guys can. Don't advertise these Russian sites of gaining followers. No. This makes sense. Apparently there's a Microsoft Store leak that there's going to be a Tomb Raider trilogy collection, though it's more called the Definitive Survival Trilogy. But it's just a collection of the 3 games. So Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider with all the DLC. Oh, it's Lara's 25th anniversary this year. I hope there will be a updated book to go with it about the history, because I have the 20th anniversary. Hell yeah. Oh, I didn't even fucking think about that. With the WandaVision, or Wanda's new costume that they show at the end of the series, I didn't even think that it actually looked like Magneto's. In the Fox movies, that didn't even cross my mind. They do look very similar. Oof. I have a avatar I found in a world where someone who likes of a Kamen Rider Paradox, which is from this series, from the X8 series. Which I've used. I haven't used it on stream, but I have used before. At least not in my stream. If there was anyone else that was streaming at the time, I didn't see anybody. At least the bigger ones. So I know it was the first time I had ever shown it off was in a room with two other VR chat streamers. Whereas one I know was streaming, the other was not. And we moved away from them so they wouldn't be they wouldn't hear it. Alright, do the big finisher, come on. Yeah, then you do the big rider kick. It's still weird to me that this and the previous Climax game, which was Fighters, didn't have the developers of the other ones. So this is just some random new developer that kind of came in to do this, and this was their idea. Instead of just making the normal fighting game like the others were. It's kind of a weird run around, collect power-ups, almost like a Smash Brothers. Oh, no subs yet. Yeah. Training complete. Oh, okay. I wonder how many episodes that we're actually on the final chapter. So Zeo's whole thing was he can go through time. So like someone was like taking people, writers' powers and give them to other people, and they turn into another writer. Like that's actually their name. It would be like if they were in the Kuga world, they would be called another Kuga. Yeah, it would just be like some other guy gets the powers, and it had like a very like monstrous form of the character, and you had to go and just take him out to remove the power. You just kind of corrupt the timeline. And his gimmick was all watches. And this was so early on that a lot of the his other cooler modes weren't existent yet. You don't get the decayed power up. You don't get his Grand King form or the Oma Demon King, which was his last form. Because the whole point is like in the future he becomes a Demon King and rules over the Earth, and he like destroyed half the population. And like it's this undercurrent of like he's trying to become the king of the Heisei era riders. There's when something happens and he turns into an evil king, and they're just trying to like stop it. And Shadow Moon here is from the last Showa era. This show was from 1989. And it's like he still remained like this kind of powerful. He's always like, if they do anything related to Kamen Rider as a villain, it's usually him, because he's like such a badass, basically. Okay. Oh, I was off to the side. Yeah, build move. Oh, uh-oh. Oof. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh, you hit from me. Oh, I got to move. Kick his ass. My partner took the final hit. Yeah. Do it in the Kamen Rider fashion. Jump down, drive, freaking dive kick. Is that all you got? Black light. the fuck is that? It's a game exclusive right there. I don't know what the fuck that is. I ain't heard of no Kamen Rider Core. My character stands straight is straight up, which means it is striking. Just gotta move away slow.
俺には王様になりたいっていう夢がある。やっと見つけたぞ。
Yeah, if I haven't actually like actively like watched a Kamen Rider show in a long time. I'll just got these like watch shows like certain like over time. Like I'll watch a little like an episode or so here and there. But, like Wizard was like from 2012 was the last time I actually actively watched the show. Oh, that's not really weird. It's like,
おりゃおりゃとうりゃうりゃと民を救うのは王様の役目だろ。グレード出りゃこのこれで終わりだ。
barely did any damage.
とうりゃくらえこれで最後だとうりゃくらえこれで最後だうりゃ
Oh. Ooh.
Oh damn. 見たか。
It's weird because it's all the Heisei era, and Black was a Showa era show that came out in '88. So like, it's supposed to be a celebration of all the shows that started in the 2000s. Well, in 2000, so. That loud bottle. Oof. I wonder what it thinks is my arm. If I put on a handstand mode, I can move my body more. Just weird. Oof. Oh, damn. Kill. Middle triangle. Yep. Kamen Rider started in 1971 by Satoru Ishimura, and then 4 years later, in 75, he would then create Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger and create the Super Sentai franchise, which is what Power Rangers is adapted from. So the original series are created by the same man. Kamen Rider is just like mostly one person. Hell yeah, I do too. I'm waiting for the newest one that just started to get its first episode subbed to watch it with my mom. And I also just ordered the Zenkaiger transforming device. So the Gatling gun thing with the belt buckle from CS Toys. So I'm just waiting for that to come in. I really liked Kira Major, which just ended. Yeah, if you love Super Sentai, I think you'll like Kamen Rider stuff too. They air at the exact same time. Though I haven't really heard any really good things about the newest one, which is Saber. But 01 was actually pretty decent. It was all about humans and AI. It was very like Detroit Become Human. But if the androids would also transform into Kamen Riders as well. So I love the little gimmick with the little card. You scan it, and then when you transform, it would have like this voice to say stuff. Because I gotta play the Gao Ranger game for the PlayStation. Many years ago, I recorded myself playing the Hurricaneer game for the PS1, but I just did the story mode, which is in Power Rangers that was Ninja Storm. So this was like the Sentai game for Hurricaneer. It was the last Sentai game to come out until the Gokaiger game, one on the DS and then the one for the Wii. Nope. Definitely because it's Super Sentai's 45th anniversary this year. I want to play some of those games on stream. Ooh. Let's go shield. Oh, she right. Grab that. Oh, I can grab anything. Oh, they put the health right next to him. Oh no. Oof. Most of the final version here, you know, he's exactly the same as before, but it takes less damage. I don't know. I mean, I have a spare life. I don't know why he's not getting back up to help me out. We share a pool of lives. Oof. I'm doing moves. I have some invincibility. Run, man. You forget to have a dash. Too late to grab the health. I grabbed the defense, so. So close to killing him. Damn. Yes.
俺は最低最悪の魔王にはならない。ストーリークリア。
Oh, hey, Hollow. How you doing? You joined us almost into a 2-hour and 45-minute stream almost. Uh oh. Nice. Yep, Batman right there. Creator of both Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. Also credited a lot of work in his time. In his basically short time of being alive, I guess. The number of things that man has created is astounding. This is the Zio theme song for the show, by the way. That's better. Oh, that's fine, Princess Rosestorm. Basically, we beat the bad guy, that dude, and he was like, "I'll let you guys off the hook for now," and just walked away. And now we get to send people back in time, because we closed the rift. We get to use our time machine to send people back, and we're in the credits now. Yeah, as I said, this is the Asian release, so it has English, Korean, Chinese translations in it. Because the Asian countries Like the Philippines is the one I always think of. Have a high English speaking population, so they do translations of these Japanese games for them. So it's kind of how they kind of easily like will bring games over without having to do any new voice work. They'll just use the Asian translation. Yeah, that reminds me. There's actually been a new Kamen Rider game in 2 years. But oh yeah. But yeah. Got every character now. And so the character I'm picking here, this is actually was like a free update character. For like an update to the game, they just added him in because Wolves hadn't appeared in the show yet. They do that quite a bit for the Kamen Rider games. I remember with the first Battle Rider War was out during the airing of Wizard. So the final form of Wizard and Beast they added as DLC characters instead of additional forms. This is Wolves. This character is like a prophet. He has a book that he reads off about what's going to happen. And they aired the Heisei Generations Forever movie on the Nerdist YouTube channel. And they had a contest with Bluefin. And the actor who played Walls signed a driver that you could win in a Twitter contest. Basically, it was a raffle, and you can win his driver because you can buy it in the West. Because me entering into the contest was actually the very first tweet I ever did on my Twitter account. Because I had it for about 2 years, just so I can get the gold pickaxe for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You know, join all these different social media stuff just to get the gold skin weapons. Oof. I get his scramble stuff before I did. Oh, uh-oh. You gotta find that sweet combo. Want to do a maximum damage. The controls are very simplistic. You know, I picked the simplified, it's even more simplistic than what the? Oh, I don't know. Just some important billing stuff. Just let me know that my final payment has gone through. Oof. Ooh. Oh.
ちょっと油断しすぎ
Jose.
そんな
Yeah, how you kind of missed the beginning of the stream with me using the Salgato. So the audio of the game you are hearing, I cannot hear. The audio only comes out through my TV if I have the volume up, but like through the OBS, it does not come through. It's designed specifically for that reason. So I can just have like the sound off on this TV over here because the input latency is like 1-to-1. There is like no input delay or at all. It transmits exactly when I push the button. So when I hit left, right, and now, it is instant. There's no delay in it being put on the screen to you guys from when I hit the button, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that story mode is done, even though I started the game a while ago. It's actually the first game I actually imported for the Switch. And that was well over 2 years after I bought the thing. So that says something. Someone's ripping an engine outside. That's weird. I don't know what else to do. Ooh, nice. What the hell is going on outside? So parts, it sounds like someone's revving like a motorcycle engine or a muscle car engine. Some other times it sounds like someone's like taking a freaking power drill to the house. Alright, let me swap out the game. Oof. Don't worry about that. I just took the console out. I feel like I probably should actually do the Lupin Ranger versus Battle Ranger. It's a little bit kind of just because it's mostly motion control. It's only motion control, so I have to take out the little console grip. Stuff is falling back here. No. Oh, it's the first thing that pops up. Alright, so this be sure I put everything in the right way. This is all motion control. It's basically a bunch of like little mini games. Which, funny enough, the Go Kaiser game on the DS is very similar that way. Just me banging my Joy-Cons into my chair. Don't mind me. So I'll put the safety straps on and loosen up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. So this was the first Sentai show that was a versus. So one's obviously from the name, and if you can see the design, one is a group of thieves and the other is a group of police. It's mainly mini games where you kind of waggle the Joy-Cons to do stuff, which is kind of iffy. So this whole line, if you look at the game title, is Nari Kids Park. Or it's just like a little kids like amusement park type of thing. So there was one for this, there was one for Ultraman RB, and another one for the part of the Precure series. There's like a Magical Girl anime that airs after Sentai and Kamen Rider.
ジョイコンはもう持ってるかな。ストラップもちゃんとつけようね。物に当たると。
We know. I know how to do this.
ナリキッズパーク。マイクロ戦隊ルヴァンレンジャー VS 警察戦隊ポトレンジャー。来ましたね。準備はいいですか？何人で遊ぶんだ？了解だ。これはきっと大事件ですよ。よし、始めるぞ。射撃の腕なら先輩たちにも負けませんよ。
Yeah, I'm gonna have to explain how this game works a little bit. 'Cause I think you'll be able to pick up on audio this. So we're gonna fight this monster, obviously. So we gotta hit a ball and go into the hole at the end. And so you waggle to determine which direction you're gonna hit it. And then you hit the R here to lane, and then you just select it. So do that. Okay, that's one. Just go straight ahead. Get some Sentai coins. I like to call them, even though it's just the verses. We're trying to get 3 stars, basically.
さあ始めましょう
Yeah.
急ぎましょう
It's basically we're waggling and hitting the R button on the controller.
信じがたい凄さだ最高です
警察が手出しするな
怪盗捜査の邪魔をするなお前たちには構ってられない
そうはいくか
怪盗捜査の邪魔をするな消えるわけにはいかないんだ最高だやった
So yeah, you shake when the bar gets higher than the other, and you're trying to get to max because that would be like an instant win.
来たな怪盗
Now the 2 reds are
捕
up.
まえてやる負けられん強いです
Yes.
レッド
やばやば
やっべお宝が逃げちまうぜ急げお宝を追うぞ
出直すんだな
余裕ですね怪盗など相手ではない
やるじゃないか
最高です
Yeah, we go. And now we gotta fight the actual monster boss.
お前らは
国際警察の権限において実力を行使する
So you just try to get to behind him, and then you hit him. And maybe you do the same thing again. There, in the back.
まだいけます
And then,
やれません
on good timing. Oh, we'll have more chances later. Yeah.
焼き尽くしてやるや
そこだ
やるじゃないかまだまだいけます
I should grab that. I can do it. It's going to be a roulette wheel.
なかなかいいぞ
Got it.
やった
Bam.
よしとどめだ
Shoot the gun.
びっくりした
最高です
First turns big, and we gotta get the robot. It's all PNG right now.
完成ハトガイザーおー逃がさんぞギャングだ
よしその調子だ
最大パワーです
Power on through.
観念しろよし今だはあ 任務完了。やるじゃないか。最高です。
腕を上げたな。かなり様になっていた。また一緒に戦おう。まずは市民の安全が最優先だ。
気になっていいですね。
Swap on over to the Lupin Rangers.
あ、来た来た。元気？
何人で遊ばだっ
ここは思い切って行こうよ。始めましょう。オッケーオッケー。一緒に頑張ろうね。
I'm literally just sitting still. I don't know why my character is going back and forth like that. I don't know what it's looking at.
今度こそギャングラーの恐ろしさを見せてやるぜ。
た。ルパンレッド。
ルパンブルー。
ルパンイエロー。
改造旋回。ルパンシャー。
Mm.
テポ。逃がさねえってのは。
Oh yeah, I agree.
やってやれ。
Okay.
頑張れよ。
Yeah, you get a choice basically to pick who you want to use. So you can play all the levels as one side or the other. I just like to mix and match them. Nice. I don't know what the puzzle pieces are for, but I think I need to get them. Ah, missed it. We didn't take everyone out, but we got 3 stars anyway.
マジかよ。
最高だね。止まれカイト。ちょっと警察はあっち行ってよ。邪魔しないの。カイト、公務執行妨害だ。ちょっと割り込まないでよね。絶対負けないんだから。
来る頃だと思ったぜ。絶対負けねえ。
You just have it for the end. Ah, let's do it.
やった。
邪魔をするなら容赦はしないぞ。数は上だ。どうだ。
やばいです。
Yes.
やばいです。
どうだ。どうだ。どうだ。どうだ。どうだ。どうだ。
ケイチの先輩。 ギャングラーを優先する。
まったね
アデュー。
やれやれだな。やるな。
最高だね。
コレクション回収させてもらうぜ。
しまった。見つかったからには仕方ね
予告する。あんたのお宝いただくぜ。
Right, same like last time. So get behind him and shoot him in the back.
え。口から口にワープできるんで囲んでやったぞ。逃げられるものか。
左に行ったぞ。左だ。
くらえ。
もっと行っちゃって。負けらんないよ。当たる。オッケーオッケー。はっはっはっはっ。ギャンギャンギャンギャンはっギャンギャンギャンはっギャンギャンギャンギャン。
しゃあ。囲んでやったぞ。逃げられるものか。
Yeah, I forgot that some of them have these little gimmicks.
くらえ。来るぞ。
You're just trying to defeat them, hit them before they attack you. Ooh, sliver.
当たる。オッケーオッケー。はっ
Oh,
はっはっギャンはっギャンはっはっはっギャンギャンはっはっギャンギャンはっギャン。オッケーオッケー。
kick to the face.
よし、とどめといくか。
本当か。
最高だね。
すまねえゴーシュ。
完成。ルパンカイザー。逃がさねえっての。
I love how they all have little hats on them.
くらえ。
いいよ。その調子。 もうちょいだよ。来た来た。フラワーだよ。
Wait, just grab this. There is actually different mechas or mecha fights too. You can have ones where you're trying to get up close to smack them in melee combat. Actually, I have no idea how many levels there are. We just beat stage 10.
立派に俺たちの仲間として決まってたぜ。また一緒にやろうぜ。お、いいターゲットじゃん。君の実力、情報収集は大切だな。
In here.
Oh, 何か新しいのが増えたみたい。
Oh, you're welcome here all the same, Cactus Cube.
パトレーン3号こと明神司。俺とは訓練生時代。我々パトレンジャー3人が合体した姿。
Alright, something might be calling this fan to start spinning up crazy. That's
何か聞きたいことはないかな。
remember this is you can talk to them.
オッケー。お、何か聞きたいことあるのか。
And I can't read Japanese, sadly, so I don't know what they want me to say. I guess this one?
と、いいね。ちょっとおしゃれし。
Yeah, you can talk to each of them. They give you like a question you can answer.
回収。
腕前を見せてもらおうか。
This is a karaoke mode.
君の実力見せてもらうぜ。
何人で遊ぶ？分かった。
Hmm? I mean, I don't think it's that necessary. I think it's like more of
聞きたいことはないかな。
I don't think it gives you stuff. I think it's like a random conversation thing. Like you just kind of give them information about yourself.
回収手伝ってくれるって。
So basically, so this karaoke mode is this one. This is like a stage select where you can get graded on. This is like the main campaign. This is the conversation. This is the where all those puzzle pieces go to unlock pictures, and then this is options where my head is blocking.
何か回収手伝ってくれるって。ありがちゅう。
何人で遊ぶの？オッケーオッケー。
お、いいターゲットじゃん。じゃ、始め。いいね。お宝サクッと回収しちゃおうぜ。
It's getting kind of warm in my room. Let me just understandable. Let me just quickly open a window in here. It's getting a little warm in here.
お宝を盗みまくってやるぜ。
I forgot about my grip slot that was sitting right here. Almost kneeled on it.
ルパンレッド。
ルパンブルー。
ルパンイエロー。
Yeah, the Nari Kids Park line I think is for like really young children. I believe that was the goal for it.
逃がさねえっての。こうなったら一気に蹴散らすぜ。
It's like this gameplay is like very simplistic, where you're just basically waggling your Joy-Cons and hitting basically one button. You only use the R button to do anything in this game.
始めちゃうよ。
Ooh. Oh no! Get in that now. Ah.
始めちゃうよ。
Too straight ahead. straight and narrow, we can get yes.
やっべ、お宝が逃げちまうぜ。
No, we didn't.
いざ
Sadly, didn't get our 3 stars.
ギャングラー見っけ。
お前らははっは返り討ちにしてやるぜ。
予告する。あんたのお宝いただくぜ。
Yeah, here's the other way of attacking the boss.
はっは俺のペイン切りは強力だぞ。くらえ。ちそんなら血祭りにあげてやろう。
いけるぜ。絶対負けねえ。
Yes.
もっといけるぜ。負けられっか。
いいよ。やるね。
This should dear me.
よし、とどめといくか。
本当か。
最高だな。
I think I accidentally hit R while the animation was going
助かるぜ。
and skipped it. Yeah.
逃がさねえっての。
Yeah, this is the different one. So this is, we just have to make it to the end, and then we'll do a whole like close range combat thing. We have to walk up to him.
10コンボだ。
20コンボだ。
Oh, go for the puzzle piece. Yeah, that's the other one too. I forget how many different versions of the mecha fight there are. I instinctively want to say Megazord, just because I watched Power Rangers first when I was a kid. Yeah, so that's my instinct to call it the Megazord.
また一緒にやろう。
すっかり頼もしくなってきたな。
もう立派に俺たちのメンバーだ。
すごい。もうすっかり私たちの一員だね。
興味深いターゲットだ。
Did you look that up to see if I know how many levels there are. That's it. Oh wow, okay. There's actually quite a bit. Yeah, from what I just looked up. So maybe alright, like 29 or 30 levels this game has. I don't think we'll be going that long.
ルパンレンジャーになかなか勝てないギャングラーがいよいよ本気を出してきたぞ。怪人たちをさらに強くしたらしい。これまで以上に気をつけないと危ないぞ。
ルパンコレクションの力を思い知れ。
ルパンレッド。
ルパンブルー。
Alright, I'll see you later next time, Princess Roseborn. I think after this level I'm actually gonna end the stream too.
逃がさねえっての。思い切りやっていいぜ。
Ding.
油断するなよ。
I done goofed.
思い切りやっていいぜ。
すごいぞ。
頑張れよ。
Yes. Oh, speeding up. It's only 1 in the afternoon for me over here.
口から口にワープできるんだ。囲んでやったぞ。逃げられるものか。
左だよ。右に行ったよ。
右行ったぞ。
くらえ。
もっといけるぜ。絶対負けねえ。
やるな。
もっといけるぜ。絶対負けねえ。いいよ。いいよ。
Kill him.
よし。よし。とどめといくか。
マジマジ。
最高だな。逃がさねえっての。今度こそやっつけてやる。くらえ。くらえ。
いいよ、その調子。
Oh, I missed.
フルパワーだ。もうちょいで撃破だ。決めるぞ。よし、とどめといくか。
うちは災いのもとか。
永遠にアデュー。
Oh, for a Senkaiju, they have a new game.
本当か。
Yeah.
最高だな。
Does Super Sentai Battle Ranger Cross for the Nintendo Wii was the last console game before this one, and that was released in 2011. But there's a big gap for Sentai being on a console game. They'll put them on on the handhelds, no problem. But
なかなか面白いターゲットだな。
all right. Pop this into sleep mode. It's time to done and stream. So I am hungry. Oh, and when I fixed this, so my character actually his mouth will move. I have some little facial things, but they don't talk when I activate them. So it's like angry, sad, and this apparently is joy, because I get to decide what it is. So, but I do like this and this with the keypad. So on the manager. So where should we go today? I know he's been mute, so they're right now playing League of Legends. No, so I don't 100% know if their vocal cords is better, but they're kind of small right now. So we'll raid Ryujin Death. I know them from VR chat. They ate a chicken bone. Oh, and I think what they wrote down, and it hurt their vocal cords, so they've been mute for a couple of days while their throat heals. Anyway, so go to here, and I'll just switch the other thing. There we go. Thank you for watching the stream. If you like the content and you like what I was doing, drop a follow so you'll be notified the next time I go live. I don't really have any ideas of what I normally would play. It's always been a whatever I'm feeling, except for these past couple ones. Definitely because of Super Sentai's anniversary this year, I definitely want to play a bunch of those games too. And also want to touch on the Macross games. Basically, and of course, I'll obviously jump into VR chat from here to there. I also was playing with Ms. Dance last night, though that was more of a private thing where we were playing Dying Light. So if I ask her permission, I'll see maybe if I can stream that too. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Now, and prepare for the raid, everybody. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey man, was not expecting one day. I really appreciate it, man. Holy fuck. Yeah, welcome neighbors. How's it going? Yeah, hey, how was your stream, bud? How was your stream, bud?
Stream was good. Stream was good.
Not paying attention to that shit. Fuck. Hey, at least, hey, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to show